Hey guys. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm listening to Taylor Swift's '89 World Tour, where she's in Tokyo. Hey Allison, you at the piano? Playing some music? Cool. I like to hear some of your music. You need to send me some. Um, never know. I might write some stuff down and send it to you, and maybe you could put some music to it. You never know. I'm not very good at it. I'm more of a poet than anything. You know, I do write a lot of poetry. Um, in fact, I had one in my head while I was laying in bed before I came into work, and I had the whole poem right there. And I'd be damned if I should have wrote it down. Should have wrote it down. I can't remember a word I was thinking, but it was so perfect. It was pretty cool. Maybe I'll come up. Maybe if I can think of the first sentence, that the whole thing will come back to me. But I think it's pretty cool. You know, I know you wrote some stuff with me and with me inside the music itself, and that's a beautiful thought. And that's when you add somebody to music, it means that you care for them still. You know, it doesn't matter whether you know it was a bad relationship or a good relationship. Is that the way I see things is that you should never hate somebody. I don't hate anybody. You know, I get disappointed in them. Yes, you can be disappointed in anybody. That's welcome to be a disappointment, but never hate. Always take hate out of your language. Hate is a bad word. Trust is a different story. I got a friend right now. She's going through a hard time. She did something she shouldn't have done, and I'm doing some intervention on that right now. And Allison knows who she is, and she she made a mess. She made a mess. So I'm working on her, trying to get her back, and she I made her realize what she did was a big mistake, and of course, you know, depression set in. She started drinking, got drunk, but she's an intelligent girl, and I think she'll bounce back with guidance and friendship around her, and we'll get her back up on her feet. She's a Hollywood type person, and I never relive names about anybody. But if anybody ever needs help, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to help them. It's sad about what happened with her because it also involved me as well, and she sort of went into a revenge mode and did something she shouldn't have done, and it wasn't violent or anything. It was just her actions for what she did. And when I confronted her with it and made her see what was all about, and it's sad, but it was a wake-up call. Hopefully it was a wake-up call. I don't know. I went through a really dark period myself when I got out of the service back in '87. At the same time, they were retiring me out of medical, and my wife decided to leave me at the same time with my son. And it hit me pretty hard. It hit me really hard. I started drinking really heavy. I wasn't thinking straight. I losing my career. I lost my career when I was in the service. When they retired me, that was the only thing I knew about. And I ended up with two DUIs later, and the second one woke me up. I put myself through rehab, and in fact, I went through 2 rehabs, at the same time. And it just happened that one of the counselors happened to be a retired Navy chief, and he knew exactly what I was going through, and that helped me a lot. That did. I mean, if you're a veteran out there and you need help, talk to another veteran. I don't think veterans should talk to a civilian that's never been in the service, because they never understand us. But if you're a veteran out there, I do have a veterans hotline here, suicide prevention hotline, which is very important. I carry it on my keys. This is Veterans Crisis Line, and the number is 1-800-273-8255, and then press 1. And if you're a veteran out there and you're going through depression and you need somebody to help you out, I mean, PTSD, it's not a joke. And what pisses me off is that you've been watching these damn programs with people that are on Social Security and, oh, well, I suffer PTSD, and that's a bullshit. You don't know what PTSD is. A service member that's gone through shit knows what PTSD is, and it's not fun, and it stays with you the rest of your life. They don't understand the sleep habits of somebody that has the PTSD. In fact, broken sleep is one of the worst things that can happen. You know, I don't think I know any one of us that's ever gotten 8 hours straight of sleep, and then there's that one time where our bodies just shut down, and we'll sleep 12 hours straight. You know, but we're used to 4 or 5 hours sleep and then being back out on the field, and it's, you know, and then you're up there for 48 hours, 72 hours at one time, you know, because if you got to stay awake at that, you know, that long, you know, it's because it's your life that's involved. And it's a lot of stress on the body, a lot of stress on the mind, and then you see stuff that you've never seen before, you know, because in the civilian world, you know, you wouldn't expect to see anything like that, and it strikes heavy on the mind, and it stays with you, and you'll end up dreaming about it. And, a lot of my friends that suffer really bad, you know, they break up into cold sweats in the night, and thank God they have a person with them, their wife. The wife understands and helps them out, which is a good thing. Or the companion dogs. As soon as the companion dogs sees that the vet's having problems, they'll be right there, right next to him. You know, it's a common feeling. We don't worry too much about what people on the outside think, because they never understand. That's why your veterans, always make sure you talk to a veteran psychologist or psychiatrist, one that's actually served, one that's actually been out there. I was lucky enough that the doctors I've seen were all prior service, and they knew exactly what I was talking about. I remember talking to them, and it didn't sound like I was making any sense, and it turned out to be that it made more sense to them than it did to me, and that was a good thing. Us veterans were not afraid to cry when we bring feelings back, or flashbacks back, or stuff that we remember what happened. You know, it's a thing that we've been able to handle. She's I would love to have a song about somebody singing about how what a veteran goes through. You know, Taylor would be a perfect person to sing a song like that. Soft, wanting song of what a veteran goes through. You know, after he gets out of the service and the stuff he sees, and she'd be a beautiful person to express that in a song. And that would be really cool. I can see her because she's got a really feeling to her. She loves everybody, you know. I don't think she has a hateful bone in her body. That girl doesn't. Allison doesn't. Allison doesn't have the hateful bone. I know that. I mean, and I know very well if I ever woke up next to her, and if I was having one of my bad nights, I know very well that I would feel arms wrapped around me and holding me tight to calm my breathing down and my heart rate down, and I can see that. I can see that. I can see that actually happening. Um, and I tell you one thing for you that's never served. If you want to ever feel grace in your body, go to a national veteran cemetery. Just go out there, and you'll be amazed by how many markers are out there of sailors and soldiers. And it's the saddest thing in the world. I got a friend of mine in Belgium right now. I was talking to her, and I asked her to go out to the National Cemetery in Belgium. It's World War II National Cemetery. My brother's buried in the National Cemetery up in Long Island, and it's a solemn feeling. And yes, you'll see veterans go out there, and you'll see them cry right off the bat. Their heart just breaks because they see their brothers laying out there, you know. And a lot of us think, how come, we were with them? Why didn't it happen to us? But it didn't. It's God's will. It wasn't your time. And every single one of those markers out there are a marker of a hero. And I always want you guys to remember that out there. Okay. I'll talk to you later, and we'll finish up whatever we're talking about. I love you, babe. Play on that piano, sing me a song, send it to me, and I love you very much. Peace out.